Hi friends, and welcome to the new video. In this video we have a topic for not only musicians but anybody who might face this situation in their life. Public speaking, teaching, whatever situation where you have to be in front of people and doing something valuable, you might feel this thing. Stage fright. Okay. It's something that a lot of my, beginning students, sometimes the intermediate students talk about. And, frankly, it's been so long since I felt anything like that I just take it for granted that, 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 uh, that people eventually get used to it. But what do you do in the meantime, okay? I remember the first time I played on stage. It was some dingy club. It smelled like beer and vomit. And frankly, it was the most beautiful thing ever. Right? We're playing, having a great time. It was unbelievable. But I did feel that thing, that stage fright. Now that was in the very beginning. I felt, nervous. Are we gonna play well? Am I gonna look stupid? Or whatever. All the things that you might go through. Those are normal things when you are starting out as a musician, okay? Now, this is an interesting thing. I once was talking to a supposed great actress, very famous from the United States, and it's amazing to me how some people can be great at one thing and totally lame at another thing. It's interesting. Anyway, she said, in acting, it's different than in music because in acting, you use your body. Your body is the instrument. And I went, what? That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Okay, so yeah, let's hear a concert by the drum set. Okay, go drum set. That's what I thought. Silence. You are the instrument as a musician. Okay? You are the instrument. Now, the thing she was talking about made sense if you think about looking foolish. Okay? If you look foolish, it's going to be a personal, you're going to take it personally. It's going to be a personal attack, You're going to feel like you're worthless or people make fun of you or, all that kind of stuff. It's obvious she never played a musical instrument. She would know that, that your body is the instrument just as much as the actual instrument, if not more. So one thing that you can do, okay, to start overcoming this stage fright is, of course, be prepared. There is no substitute for great preparation to the point where you automatically do it in your sleep. Whatever it is you do it in your sleep. So when the time comes to do it on stage, it's like, automatic pilot almost. It's like lifting weights, for example. If you lift 50 pounds, 10 pounds is going to be a lot easier. So the more you do something, the more prepared you are, the less you're going to feel that pressure of looking stupid because you've got it together. You've got yourself together. There's no substitute for preparation. Okay, let's say you're totally well prepared and you still feel anxious, okay? You have a lot of pressure. Maybe you're at a university and you're doing your recital and every student is there, looking at you and they have the score that you're going to play and they're checking to see if there's going to be any mistakes at all and stuff like that. That is something very interesting. Eventually, it doesn't matter who you play in front of. You dominate that stage and you dominate the crowd, but eventually, so at first, if you're not used to that, there's a few things that you can do to calm yourself down. Now, so apart from breathing and yoga kind of stuff and putting yourself in a place where you feel safe, where you feel like you're going to perform and give your best and all that stuff. You know, that's cool, yoga breathing and all that stuff. But there are things that we can use as musicians that are in addition to that, okay? Now, this can also be used if you're a public speaker, okay? So, for example, your connection with the things that you use in your daily life as a musician. As drummers, you know, what's the first thing you might think of? The sticks.
The sticks are your physical contact point with the infinite.
The things that which connect to your body and play on the instrument, okay? For a piano player, it's the keys, all right? It's all different in different instruments, but that's the thing that you kind of like think about. Let's say you're a drummer, you know, you have your sticks. Your sticks can be molded in your mind to be a source of initiation into connecting with the infinite, with that space that you need as an artist to breathe into and to focus, okay? When you achieve that focus, you start to be outside of your body, outside of your, you know, superficial thoughts of nervousness or what Betsy is going to say, or whoever the girl that you like is in the audience and, oh boy, I hope I don't look, you know. When you use these powerful connections, you are instantly transported, okay? Now, one of the things that's very interesting I was playing with an African percussionist once, okay? And one very interesting thing he did was he was about to play, and he kneeled down in front of his, well, behind the drum set, and he put his hand on the seat like this, and he said a little prayer. I don't know what he said, but then he gave a blessing like this to the drum set, okay? Now, that is deep. That is entering into a zone, okay, where you are grateful to be a part of that instrument. You really, that completely takes you out of your head, you know. It's realizing the sacred connection that you have to the infinite, okay, when you play. When you play, you're like a vessel in a way for music, for things that are not touchable, not seeable. You know, you can hear music and you can see a musician play, but what you feel from the, let's say, sounds, the connection to that music, that is something very, very special in this world. Okay, so through objects that you use in your daily life as a musician, you can achieve a sort of hypnosis that you go into the space, all right? Another thing is the drum set itself. You know, you have maybe a ritual, like the percussionist from Africa. He knelt down and he touched his seat and he said a little prayer. And then he blessed the drums. In India, they do this a lot too. You know, they bless the stage. By the way, in India, you're not allowed to walk on stage with shoes on. You have to take your shoes off. You know, if you have to play as a drummer, you have your shoes next to the drum set. You just walk on the stage barefoot, right? So, but that's another way to like enter into this zone, okay? Entering into a zone can be stimulated by using objects or rituals that you may have before you get on stage, all right? Well, another thing is, you know, the cymbals. Sometimes I touch the cymbals right before I play to get a feel of where they are. You know, I touch the snare drum or the hi-hat, you know. And then I just take a second to breathe. Once I'm on the kit, I'll just close my eyes, take a second to breathe. Now, if you've ever seen Tony Williams live, this is so awesome, man. I've seen him many times live, as many times as I possibly could. And one of the things he would do is that, you know, the band would get on stage and the audience would be there and they're all, you know, ready to go. And he would sit there for like 5 minutes, in silence. He'd wait for everybody to be ready, wait for the moment. He would just wait. And he'd wait and he'd look around and look at the people in the audience and look around and look at the drum set. And man, that was so incredibly powerful that when he went to play that first note, it like exploded in your senses. Okay? So this is the next stage. Like if you want to, once you get on stage, to disperse that anxiety, whatever it is that you're feeling, you connect, with that space. And you can use it by using the objects that you use in a daily routine, in your daily routines. Now, why is this powerful? Because you've put the time in with those objects. You've created kind of a sacred connection, okay, with the sticks, with the cymbals, with the piano, with whatever it is that you have a connection with. Let's say you're a public speaker, right? Do you just go out and wing it? If you're winging it, man, you're probably pretty experienced as a public speaker. But if not, you have some points, that you've made, you've prepared your speech. So what do? You take that pen, which you wrote with, and you take it and you put it in your pocket, okay? Take it with you on stage. That's an object that you can use to calm your nerves, to make sure that you have a connection to your mind and spirit of the thing that you want to say and that you've prepared. Okay, it may seem like really basic to some people, but it's an important thing when you're just starting out to remember all these things, okay? Now, what's another thing that you can do? This is something that I got from great percussionists in Africa and India and stuff like that. Sometimes I wear like things that inspire me, almost like good luck charms, but they have to be like imbued with a special power, let's say. These I bought in Brazil, for example, and they are, coming from a very rich percussive culture. I have other beads that I bought in India and stuff like that. I use these things to remind me of where I'm coming from, where I've been, and who I am, all the things that I've been through. And when I get on that stage, man, I command that presence through all those experiences, okay? Now, if you don't have any experience, okay, you can use things like this, of course, too. If you buy some beads from an African salesman, let's say, or somebody from India, just remember their culture and channel that culture, that drumming power into you by just touching them like this or just wearing them. And you're gonna know that you have something that anchors you into a state of mind of hypnagogia, let's say, okay? And that is gonna have a calming effect, knowing that you are connected to the infinite source of inspiration of music, whatever instrument you're playing or whatever it is you're doing, writing, acting, okay? Now, another way that I've heard people say is to relieve yourself of the responsibility of performing, okay? Now, what that means is I've heard some people say, well, when you're performing, it's not about you. It's not about you, it's about the music, and you are nothing but a vessel for the music, and it's not about you, you're selfish if you think that way. If you get stage fright, you're selfish, and you shouldn't be having stage fright. Well, that is completely ridiculous, all right? It's not about you. Come on. Who put the time in and the effort and the years and blood, sweat, and tears? You, okay? To become that vehicle. To become that vehicle, you made the sacrifices. So live in the knowledge that what you prepared is going to come out in the correct form, and that if you appreciate yourself and the efforts that you've made, it is about you, because you are the vehicle through which that connection is going to be shared with other people. Feel power in that. Don't feel like you are nothing and you're only there to, serve some goal, okay? I think that's ridiculous. People say, it's not about you, it's about the music. What? There's no music without me. Okay? Let's hear a recital by the piano. Go, piano. I thought so. Unless it's a player piano, right? So, know that through the connection that you have to the infinite, by the utter power of music, that your stage fright should disappear. Okay? Another thing, what is this infinite thing that I keep talking about? Okay? Music is a representation of the universe, of everything that exists. Music is a series of waves. As I've said in another video, a note is a waveform. Even in drumming, rhythm is waveforms. Sounds are waveforms, and waveforms, if they are accelerated or decelerated, go through the spectrum of what we perceive as human beings. Light, sound, vibration, all those things are waves. And when you are a musician, you're kind of like a three-dimensional representation of the universe. Okay? So in that safe space, you can be assured that what you're trying to do is going to be awesome. Okay? Now, eventually, you have to trust in that and then let go. Let go and do the thing. Okay? You have to make sure to let go of everything and just do it. If you're prepared, your body will take over and you'll enter this zone, this thing where it's going to be an unbelievable, beautiful experience, like being out of your body. Okay? That's kind of the whole point of music, isn't it? Is to reach this place outside of normal life into the area of magic, almost, of beauty, of ugliness, of everything that the human experience embodies. That is what you represent, okay? And that is not something you do in normal life. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to reach that goal. Now, if things go wrong, you have to learn to turn things that are a mistake into not a mistake. Okay? And that's another skill that we'll talk about in another video. But this video is important, I think, for anybody in the arts or anybody in public speaking. Remember, when you're speaking, for example, the things that you've prepared, you take that pen that you wrote that has a certain energy now because that came out of your mind, out of your body, and those words have an energy, and you relate to that energy and put it out there. Even if you feel dumb, right, writing it down, hey man, let's see somebody else do it, all right? You did it, you wrote that down, there's an energy there, and you're gonna put that out there, and be assured that within that, there is that safe space that we talked about as musicians, as well as an actor or whatever. Okay, so I hope this video helped you. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we have a super thanks. We have channel memberships. We have my lesson site. Only $200 gets you into the full year program where you have me, full support, email, video, and all that stuff. A massive lesson library. And yeah, what else can I say? Like that. All right, people. Thanks for watching. Many greetings wherever you are. Peace.